I've run thousands of miles with dozens of smartwatches, and today I'm going to help you figure out the best running watch for you. Now, as much as I love the Garmin Forerunner 970, not everyone can or should spend $750 on a running watch. And the truth is, the best watch really depends on your value and your needs. For some runners, the much cheaper Forerunner 165 is the best choice because it covers the essentials: good battery life, reliable GPS, and an app to keep you accountable. I'll be walking you through everything from beginner watches all the way up to professional level gear. And by the end, you'll know exactly which one fits you. Also, since I've tested every model in real-world conditions, I've linked all of them in the description below, so you can check them out yourself. And if you want to see more honest tech reviews, make sure you're subscribed. So, let's start with the runner who's just getting into it. If you're a couch to 5K runner, a lapsed cross-country athlete, or just someone who's finally ready to get serious about running, the Garmin Forerunner 165 is the watch that makes the most sense. It gives you accurate workout data, daily run suggestions, post-run analysis, and recovery recommendations, but it doesn't overwhelm you with unnecessary complexity. You can use structured training plans from Garmin Run Coach, or just let the watch suggest daily workouts that adapt to your fitness. It's accurate too. The GPS and heart rate tracking hold up against much pricier watches. And the battery can easily last through a week of training or even an ultra marathon if you're feeling ambitious. Now, if you want to spend a little more, the Forerunner 265 does add advanced training metrics. But honestly, I think the 165 is more than enough until you've built up the consistency to justify an upgrade. And if you're open to alternatives, the COROS Pace 3 is another affordable pick with longer battery life and dual frequency GPS, although you do lose things like contactless payments, so it depends on what matters most to you. On the complete other end of the spectrum, if you're the kind of runner who never misses marathon training sessions and really wants the most advanced tools available, the Garmin Forerunner 970 is in a league of its own. You get fantastic GPS and heart rate accuracy, but the real standout is Garmin's running tolerance. Instead of just tracking cardiovascular strain, it also measures your muscular and biomechanical load, which gives you a much clearer picture of how your body is holding up over time. That means you can push harder while avoiding injuries, and that's something even most high-end watches don't offer. It's also lighter and easier to read outdoors than something like the Garmin Fenix 8, which makes a big difference during long runs in bright sunlight. If you want something slightly cheaper, the Forerunner 965 is still excellent and comes with almost everything you'd need, but you do miss out on those next-generation training metrics and the very latest sensors, so it's a trade-off. Now let's talk about the middle ground, because not everyone wants to spend flagship money, but at the same time, you don't want to feel limited. That's where the COROS Pace Pro comes in. Unlike most COROS watches, this one gives you a bright AMOLED display while still keeping that signature multi-week battery life they're known for. Navigation is smooth thanks to a rotating crown and a newer processor. And the dual-band GPS accuracy was right up there with my Forerunner 970 in my testing. You also get all the training essentials you'd expect: recovery times, race predictions, Strava integration, without Garmin's tendency to lock certain features behind higher-end models. If you're not sold on COROS, there are alternatives like the Polar Vantage M3 or the Garmin Forerunner 265, especially if you can grab them at a discount. But the Pace Pro really nails the balance of performance and value. Of course, for a lot of people, even $250 still feels like too much to spend on a watch. And if that's you, Amazfit is probably where you'll want to look. The Amazfit Active 2 costs under $100 and still manages to deliver built-in GPS, a bright display, elevation tracking, and even Zepp Coach training plans. The battery lasts at least 5 days, and there are more than enough sports modes for cross-training. So whether you're cycling, swimming, or just doing gym work, it'll keep up. Accuracy isn't quite on the level of Garmin or COROS. That's the main compromise here. But for the price, it's genuinely impressive. If you'd rather have something in a slimmer fitness tracker style, the Fitbit Charge 6 is another solid budget-friendly option, and it actually offers some of the best heart rate accuracy I've seen in this category. Now, while most of the watches I've mentioned so far are built for running first, there are also people who want their watch to double as a full-fledged smartwatch. There isn't a perfect option yet, but the Pixel Watch 3 comes very close. It combines Fitbit's accurate health sensors with AI coaching tools that adjust to your fitness load. Plus, you get daily readiness scores that help guide your training. It's not without its flaws. The GPS isn't as reliable as a Garmin, and the battery life isn't great, but as an all-rounder that handles your workouts and your everyday tasks, it's a strong contender. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is another fantastic performer. It gives you incredible build quality and strong running features, but at $800, I'd personally still lean towards the Forerunner 970 if your top priority is running performance over smartwatch extras. And finally, best battery life. Because for ultra runners, hikers, or just anyone who doesn't want to constantly recharge, this can make or break your choice. The Garmin Instinct 3 with the AMOLED display lasts around 24 days, or 40 hours with GPS, which is more than enough for most runners. You also get Garmin's usual training tools and daily workout suggestions, and it comes in a rugged design that can really take a beating outdoors. But if you want to go completely overboard, the COROS Vertix 2S pushes endurance to an insane 46 days. At $700 though, it's probably more watch than most people realistically need, unless you're doing ultra marathons or mountain expeditions. So those are my top picks for 2025. The best watch for beginners, the most advanced option for pros, the ideal mid-range choice, the best budget model, the most capable smartwatch, and the watches with the best battery life. And like I said at the very beginning, there isn't one universal best, because it all comes down to you, your training style, your budget, and your priorities. That's why I've left links to every single one of these models in the description, so you can find out more about the one that fits you best.